Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, everyone. We are back with some more Grand Finals action. Now, more than halfway through deciding who our victors are. It was Venom that came out on top in the last one, but we still got two more matches for you, and this next one we're heading to the Rival League. Before we get through that, though, of course I've got to introduce the man who needs no introduction. What's going on, Rocker Man?
I'm doing fantastic, Merely. It's always good to be back in the booth with you. We've got two more grand finals left to go, and my goodness, is this one set to be a certified banger?
Oh, absolutely. We've got Galaxy taking on the Knights heading into this one, heading into the Rival League. This should be an absolute banger. Both these teams have already gone to Game 7 in the postseason. That was with Galaxy in their semifinal match over the Pineapples, just barely squeezing out 4-3. And Knights actually in their quarterfinals went to Game 7 over the Mafiosos. So both of these teams have overcome the nerves, they've overcome the pressure, and they've made it this far. Now there's just one more chance to prove that you deserve it all.
Yeah, definitely. And, with these two teams, there's a lot on the line. There's a lot of Nemesis history in this matchup here. You got Ventus versus Foam. We talked about the callbacks to, season one there, where Ventus took the championship. It was a different result in the semis. We had Foam versus Magma in the semis. Magma won in season one. Foam won this time. In season one, Magma couldn't take down Ventus, and now it's Foam's turn to try to get the chip here and win the first ever championship for the War Room. So I know merely he is excited and ready to get things going and trying to get a dub for his org.
Absolutely, more than primed, and the revenge arc is in full swing. But will that hammer be brought down? We're about to find out. Before, of course, we get into it, I know we did our predictions a couple days ago, but I gotta test you again, Rockerman. See if anything's changed for you. Who are you taking in this one?
Actually, in my original bracket prediction, I had these two teams in the grand final, so I'm happy to say that it stood that way. And I gotta stick with what I said in the pre-show. I think the Knights are gonna somehow edge it out. I think Tman is gonna be too much to handle, but my goodness, the duo of Ventus and Boy Wonder, that is gonna be one to watch. They're in Kaysen as well. There are just a lot of great names in this matchup, and I'm sticking with Knights in 7 though. That's what I'm gonna say, but I think it is gonna be an absolute banger.
So you believe in the revenge arc? You think
Yeah.
Foam's finally getting it?
I think so. I think this is where it ends for Bohm's pain and suffering. He let it drop in season 1. Hopefully no letting it drop here in season 10, and hopefully the only thing that's dropping is gonna be a championship into the Knights trophy room. So that's what we're hoping for. Well, not hoping for, but that'd be some great content to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree there. They definitely deserve it. Foam definitely deserves it. Big around literally since season one. We already had Quackbot, who's been around since season one, getting his chip this season. Is it Foam's turn? I think it might be Rockerman.
Yeah, I think it might be. We're gonna have to see as merely. Let's get on into it.
And here we go. Rival League Grand Finals starts now. It will not be stopping until one of these teams is declared a victor. Starting off hot here, Kaysen, another big name in the Rival League, been around for a while. Ventus trying to take the first shot. Won't quite find it, but the follow-up is close. Ventus will make it back. And immediate pressure off the kickoff. It's going to give an early lead to Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy gonna come through with the early lead, and this is what they could do so well. They could just put the pressure on teams. We saw it in their semifinal matches and the early playoff matches. They just put the pressure on, and that's gonna be the one thing that these teams are gonna really have to overcome, or the Knights will, is that absolute utter pressure.
And I felt it myself in a grand finals a long time ago. The Pineapples, we got absolutely rolled, and I'm not ashamed to say, by the Boy Wonder and Ventus duo. If you let them get out of hand, it can be a tough road ahead. But even if it is a tough road, it is still a long one. Still early in the journey. Plenty of time for the Knights to prove themselves as well, as here comes Foam trying to get off the backboard. Well read by the defense, as that's a drop down pass. Could be an opportunity, but Ventus makes it back just in time, getting that block. The pressure looks to continue for the Knights. Tman trying to find this one center. Almost gets it past Ventus, but once again, he's ready for what the Knights have to throw at him. They'll clear the ball out, but only so far as Tman. Now going for the double touch. It's an awkward read for both the defense and offense. And even more awkward now as the Knights are sent back into their own half. It's good to see a little bit of pressure coming out from them as well. We know it's not only going to be Galaxy, but It looked like they were going to take the next goal in the series as well as they hop right back on offense. It's another shot towards, saved by the Knights this time. So far, Galaxy looks scary, but Knights look like they might be ready to handle the task here, Rockerman.
Yeah, the one thing I'm really liking about this Galaxy squad is that they look so much better than what we saw in their last semifinal matchup. They look so much quicker, so much more connected. You know, maybe it was nerves in the last one, or maybe it was just, you know, they're a little out of shape, out of practice. But right now in this series, they are really clicking, finding these passing plays. They look so much quicker, which, you know, that's how you want to start it out in grand finals. Kind of show what you're made of here, and kind of bring it to the other team. That's what Galaxy's doing right now, and Knights have done well to only allow one goal. They've had a couple opportunities of their own, but, you know, still a long way to go in game one.
The hard agree there. I mean, they do not look flat-footed as Galaxy, as this season of Rival has been one of the most competitive ever. Iron sharpens iron, and it's evident in this grand finals as both teams are taking blows. Other than the early game shenanigans, nothing coming home just yet for either team. Boy Wonder gonna have to make an awkward touch there. Does well to get it out to Ventus, and that's a great clear opportunity. Once again, relieving this pressure, giving Galaxy the chance to continue what they do best. Just hammer that ball into the opponent's half. Ventus out to the center, but it'll be Foam up for it first, takes a shot. That was never really expected to go in. It's only expected to keep the pressure. That's not a great touch towards the back corner. Once again, the Knights, they're blocked out. The shield is too much, and they're sent back into their own zone. This time a 1v1 opportunity, but the shot, again, is a little bit lackluster. Not going to get much done with those simple shots. The Galaxy defense is too good for something like that. Tman tries to get it out. Jason will hit off the backboard, and Squintle with some good control, trying to get past one, but shut down immediately. And try as they might, the Knights not able to get much sustained pressure going here. They're able to get shots on target, but they don't really feel threatening, and it doesn't really feel like Galaxy are in any danger right now.
Yeah, the shots really have not been too threatening, and I know in their last matchup where they took down Hydra, where they looked so dominant, it seemed like it was just Tman going hard in the paint, and Tman is that great, but I think Squintle and Foam supported him really well in that series, and right now they're just not, you know, not as connected in their passing plays and in their, you know, in their rotations as Galaxy is right now, and that's why the Knights haven't been able to find one through. But again, still only a 1-goal deficit, so anything's possible here. Under a minute remaining, we're gonna have to see if Knights can finally break through and start the scoring.
With the time dwindling, we'll have to see how the Knights will adapt to their time being cut short. Less than a minute now, and they might be looking to get counterattacked here. That one will go in off of Squintle with no boost, not much he could do, and Kaysen gets the second one for Galaxy.
Yeah, and Tman, he was trying to keep that ball in the zone, but just, you know, not quite able to do so. The Knights were really trying to put the pressure on, but in that moment, it wasn't quite the time to do it, and yeah, the Knights are going to get scored on there 2-0 in favor of Galaxy, and this is a great start out for game number one here for them.
Pretty much the best that you can ask for. The Knights may be feeling a little bit shell-shocked. They might not be used to this pace, the speed, the shutdowns of Galaxy just yet. They've got to get used to it quick. They want to adapt in the series. As here comes Foam, he will get one back. And 30 seconds left, that's plenty of time. Knights finally finding themselves on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Ventus gets up to this ball, but didn't quite have enough boost to get behind it and clear it out there. And Foam on the attack. Finally, the Knights are on the board. 29 seconds, but definitely doable here. Anything is possible in this last couple seconds here.
Anything is possible, and the Knights, it's only game one. You never want to leave all the magic until the end of the series.
Oh my.
Another passing play comes through. That was a huge attempt on the demo. Foam trying to make the most out of what he's been given. That's not quite enough to make a goal come through. A little bit of awkwardness on the goal line. Foam trying to set it up for his teammate, going for the flip reset. Can't get it past Boy Wonder though. A brick wall on defense. And Foam now going to have to challenge this somehow. He gets the ball sent flying past him. It will be set up, but surely it's hit down. Actually, that's a shot on net that I might regret taking if the Knights end up getting a goal out of this somehow. Flying over their net, though, doesn't seem likely.
Oh.
Tman actually had the catch, but Foam, I think, a little bit of miscommunication on the end there. It wasn't likely for the Knights to bring it to OT, but maybe an opportunity that slipped away. Still, Galaxy that'll take game one convincingly.
Yeah, and the Galaxy just looked really solid in that game number one. Nothing really to say other than, they just kind of controlled the pace in that game one, and that's kind of what you got to do. Game one is, we talked about it many times before. Merely, it's a feeler game. These two teams are going to feel each other out. They've played each other, in the regular season before, and just even not even in Nemesis, but these guys have played each other many times outside of Nemesis as well, with each other, against each other, all over the place. So they know how each other play, but still, when you get in that game one, you kind of got to feel it out. Galaxy, they did well to take the early lead, the 2-0 lead, capitalize on the mistakes, and that was just enough to take game one.
And it was more than enough. Only a 1-goal lead, but felt like they had the majority of the pressure. And you're right, game one, it doesn't always reflect how the rest of the series is going to go, but at the same time, game one can be a tone setter, and I'm curious to see how the Knights are going to react to that, seeing that, Galaxy are coming out swinging straight for the mouth. They are not playing around. They want this grand finals. Here comes Ventus. He's one of the ones that's been able to lead to these grand finals before. As the ball goes up over the net, Squintle able to clear it out. Tman might have a chance at a shot, but it's blocked just as it leaves his car. Can't find the back of the net that time around. It's once again Galaxy, but Squintle might have an opportunity here. Ventus is up extremely fast to those ones. Another shot opportunity, but it'll have to be accurate. The follow-up, not quite there. And Squintle trying to take control, trying to create an even better opportunity. The ones they've had so far have not quite been enough, but Foam, he comes back around, getting his second goal of the series, and he'll give Knights the first lead.
Yeah, and Foam putting up the score in here. This one just almost an impossible angle. I don't know how he got that one to click off to the left there and slide in, but he did enough, and Foam has been the one providing all the scoring so far for the Knights, and good for him. You want to see him step up. We mentioned it. Tman is definitely the player to watch on the Knights end here. He is the star player, but Foam, the GM, like you mentioned, he's a season one veteran here. He's been here time and time again, trying to get one into the trophy case here, and what better way than to continue the scoring, get 2 goals already in the series, and try to take care of it yourself.
Absolutely, and you have to feel like he's the one with the most invested in this match. It almost feels like a fateful one. But you still have to rise to the challenge, and Boy Wonder getting it off the opposite post, almost a mirror goal from the other one. And another tie game is upon us.
Yeah, look at this angle. Boy Wonder gets it there just off the top left. Tman, try as he might, he's not able to squeak that one out, and Galaxy with a great answer ties right back up.
Oh, I just got a close-up of T-Man's teeth wheels. I never want to see that again, but I do want to see T-Man start to put up some numbers in this game. Like you said, he was the one who was able to pop off with the support of Foam and Squintle. Rockerman, I gotta ask you, do you think T-Man so far, obviously it's only game 2, but do we need to see more out of him already?
I think we do here as he's trying to put on a shot. I think Galaxy has done a good job in actually shutting him down. But yeah, T-Man, he's got to be aggressive. That's what we saw. That's how they were able to dominate the number 2 Hydra, is T-Man just kind of went off, and Foam and Squintle were able to back him up and follow the rotations well. But again, like right now, it just doesn't seem like T-Man is taking that aggressive role, or as aggressive role as he has been. And that could be the difference here, and you got to try to find that early. You can't let the series go too far long, especially against a Galaxy team 16-2 in the regular season. You can't let them keep rolling. You got to get T-Man going himself and try to bring this one back.
At Galaxy, they're not a team that is used to losing. And T-Man, he's definitely got that ability to pop off, but I'm not sure if he has as consistent of success in reaching his peak as a duo of Boy Wonder and Ventus. Of course, only time will tell, but this is definitely an important game as Ventus comes through with a shot. That's a huge save by Foam, having to reach across the entire net just to keep that one out. D-Man guarding the backboard will send that one away. It's Galaxy sending it right back and back again. Ventus trying to touch to himself. Can't quite get the follow-up. Now it should be Boy Wonder's turn for possession. It's an awkward ball, and there is a beat there. T-Man in such an awkward spot, though. He can't quite find the shot. I think it was open for a good minute, but no boost and no angle to really put that one home. He will try to send it back in as Squintle beats out one defender, going for the double touch. Does get it close. It might be enough. It's just over, and T-Man, he can't squeeze it in. It's just barely going to stay out.
Oh my goodness, I thought that that was going to be the one for the Knights to take the lead here, but instead that was clutch save by Kaysen. He got a little bit awkward, but he was able to get it out, and the Knights, they're trying, but it seems like they're just a little bit off of these opportunities merely. And, you know, in the grand finals of the Rival League, you can't be making any mistakes. Oh my goodness, this is a shot attempt here. Tman, he would have cleared away.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, they had maybe a little bit of fortune, a little bit of good placement to get their first goal, but they almost had their second. That one, instead of being a pixel in, was just barely a pixel out. That said, it is still a tie game, still plenty of time for opportunities to come through, but Tman gets beat out. That's going to be a shot on net to jump. And Tman may have an opportunity to get this ball downfield. Instead, it's sent back. A little bit of ping pong being played as Ventus tries to send it back the other way. Still has 0 boost, so can't really challenge this one effectively. Tman looking for the ceiling, can't find the ceiling, but he will find the flip reset. That one's on target, but more good defense from Ventus. Just seems to have a read on everything. The defense also has to save every shot. That one just off the post once again. And it's a counterattack the other way. That's a huge demo from Tman, opening up more space. And a big miss from Ventus. That one's off the post. But it might be the final opportunity to Galaxy. Boy Wonder, not much boost. We'll get the dunk out, but it will fall down, and we head into our first overtime of the series. And this one is a much more teeth-clenching game.
Yeah, both these teams have been really close in this game, and even in game 1, I mean, only a 1-goal margin separating them. There'll be a 1-goal margin here in game 2. But man, the Knights were so close. I thought that Tman flip reset was going to work, but it's not quite. And this one could be a huge mistake. Foam trying to slot it in. It's going to pop up, actually. Opportunity. Tman, he's going to finish it off. He's going to tie the series up.
And there it is. Tman on the board, comes through. The defense just not enough boost, not the right position to deal with it. And it's just a solid, hard shot to the back of the net. Tman will put the Knights back on even playing field. This best of 7 is now a best of 5, and we have ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, we got ourselves a series now. Just wanted to see one go through the net here, get one on the board, and that's what the Knights were able to do. Good performance from them, and they actually doubled up Galaxy in the shot department here, 10-5 in that one merely. And I mean, the Knights, they just looked like night and day. I mean, maybe not night and day, but they just looked a lot better in that game number 2. I think they were more connected and they had more pressure towards the end, and I think they started to find something. And you know, if things are going the way that they looked at the end of that game, Tman could carry that momentum over into game 3, and you know, maybe that's a turning point. Maybe that's all he needed. He needed to see one go in the back of the net merely. I could let him pop off here going forward in the series.
I mean, no matter what, that's always a confidence booster, right? Until you get that first one in the goal, it's always a question of, will I, won't I? It's kind of an exponential growth for a lot of people. Rocket League is such a mental game, you can never overestimate the power of that momentum. And it almost felt like it was a game that the Knights were destined to lose at some points with how close some of their opportunities came. But like you said, they're shooting. It looks night and day. They're taking advantage of their opportunities. Now they just have to keep it up. See if they will be adapted to, and Galaxy will come out swinging in the first one. This time they're the ones to take the early lead.
And these guys, just their passing plays are so good. Tman trying to get up to this one, but it's just a beautiful pass. And Ventus is there to connect with his teammate every time. And that is Galaxy to perfection merely. This, like we mentioned, Boy Wonder and Ventus, the brotherly duo there. And then Kaysen, I mean, this has just been a great 3-man squad. And these guys, you know, they've been deadly all season. And you can see why with passing plays like that.
And those are the opportunities that they're just never going to give up. Speaking of opportunities, here comes Foam looking for the pass off to one that will go through. But Ventus, once again, he just barely manages to reach back. Can't hit that one, though. Tman coming through, can't find the angle. The follow-up shot off the post. Not enough power on that one, and the counterattack might come through. Ventus trying to get it downfield. They had their taste of being stuck on defense, definitely didn't like it. Kaysen tries to get this one through. Foam sending it out, but with low boost can't do much, although it does fake out the defender. Now Tman in an awkward spot, having to dodge the demo, getting his boost stolen from him, and the shot is barely off target, but it might not be off target in a second. That one will go through, and a huge outplay on the goal line. Boy Wonder will get the credit, but that was all set up by Kaysen there.
Yeah, Kaysen just dropping this one down. Foam trying to get to it, but really, the Knights just got boost starved right there. Galaxy stole that back left there, and then just that was it from there. They just put the pressure on, and the Knights just didn't have enough boost to recover. And Galaxy up 2-0 here in Game 3, looking to keep things going.
And what a play to put them up 2-0 now. Large leads have not been really found much in this series, but the second 2-0 for Galaxy, they held on tightly to the first one. See if they can do the same in game number 3. Their just bread and butter style of playing Rocket League is very impressive. At the rival level, you imagine, you probably need triple flip resets to get past defenses, but all you need to do is take all their boosts, starve them out, and put the ball on target as many times as you can. Galaxy doing a good job of that now as Tman sending this one out, but it only goes so far. Twintle will get a dunk, but can he get on target in time? No, he can't. Tman will follow through, though, and the Knights get another one.
Yeah, good counterattack here by the Knights. Squintle with just a big body 50, and he finds another one, and Tman, good reactionary jump right there. He was ready for that ball to pop up, and that's what we see again for the Knights. When they've got the rotations down like that, Tman is in that second man position, ready to score like he did there. That is when they're playing at their best.
And it's, once again, reminiscent of Game 1. That time, they were only able to come back 1-2, but plenty of time left in this game number 3. Knights looking to change the direction this momentum is headed in. Looking for a demo off the backboard. Ventus has been so on top of these plays, so ready for almost everything that the Knights have to throw at him. The only thing that seems to be his kryptonite is not having any boost and being backwards. But he still holds on this time again, trying to get the ball out. Squintle will get it through one. Can't get it through the second. That's a huge defensive bump, but the follow-up is so fast from Galaxy. They get there so quickly, and the ball is already back in front of the Knights net. Squintle off the sidewall. That could be an awkward read. Kaysen doesn't get the best touch, and it will be a shot on net. But Boy Wonder puts it through, and this Galaxy defense is just so difficult to crack. The Knights are doing such a good job of coming so close, but they can't seem to finish at times.
Yeah, it seems like the story of this series right now is the Knights just can't quite find the last one to go in the net. They've got some good plays, they've got some good speed, and they beat out Galaxy multiple times, but it just seems like it's ringing off the post or just out of reach. Is this one a counterattack attempt? Not gonna go.
That looked like for a second it would be 3-1 to Galaxy. Instead, Galaxy forced slightly back on the ropes. Foam, not much boost to do much with this one. He will attempt to keep the pressure. Tman trying to do the same. And Squintle looking for Tman, recognizes he will get beat, so he peels off of it. But at a certain point, you are going to need that dunk. You are going to need another goal if you're the Knights. Now half your time is evaporated. Only a minute left to go. Ventus looking to put this one beyond doubt. Not quite headed towards the net. As this one bounces off the backboard, Foam will get the touch out. Ventus sending it once again just right back into the same zone. They wait as many times as they need, and it's not really until there's a clear-cut chance that Galaxy will strike. They don't even need one right now, although it certainly wouldn't hurt, and they will get another one. Boy Wonder puts it too far left for the defense to handle.
Yeah, and Foam doesn't quite get the best touch, and Squintle here, he grabs the boost, but it's just out of his reach there, perfectly placed by Boy Wonder. Galaxy, the shooting on point as they're looking to take the 2-1 series lead.
And it looks like it might be a certainty, unless the Knights can start to develop some aggressive scoring that we haven't really seen from them all series. That shot will be blocked away by Boy Wonder. Kaysen out, only as far as the defense of the Knights, but awkward position for the Knights once again. That one might just be open. It's not going to go in. Crossbar saves the day for the Knights, but they're going to need someone to step up and save the day for the game. Only 15 seconds left. Tman coming through with this one. Ventus with a huge pre-jump just blocks out any possible angle. Gets it to the center for himself, and now here come the mechanics. You know he's got him, but won't quite be able to get that one on target. And as this game dwindles down, 0 seconds left, Galaxy will be going up 2-1, and I think a wise call from the Knights here. They will call their timeout.
Yeah, the Knights are going to call a timeout, as it just looked like, yeah, in that game, merely Galaxy, they just kind of controlled the pace. I mean, the shots are even, but it doesn't really tell the story. It just seemed like Galaxy is, I don't know. It just doesn't. It just seems like Galaxy is just outpacing them. They're just making the smarter plays, and the Knights. It seems like they're so close, but they just smack it off the post, and then that's all she wrote for them. So honestly, maybe not a bad timeout to see if they can get something going here, talk things over here.
Yeah, I think they need a little bit of mental support. I mean, things are so close to going well for them. Like you just said, they'll hit the post or they'll be just barely out of position for that last final dagger to put into the back of the net. And they also, you can tell they're very eager to get into that position. Whereas Galaxy, it seems like I kind of said at the end of the last game, they seem like they poke and they prod, but they really wait until the moment is just right to hit that final shot. And that's not something that's easy to defend against because you have to parry someone who's parrying. But Galaxy is doing a fantastic job of playing their style right now. I mean, I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Rockerman, what they might be talking over in this timeout right now. How do the Knights put a stop to that? How do they change their playstyle enough to combat that?
Yeah, and you don't want to have to put it all on one person. But I want to see Tman be more aggressive. Going in these next couple of games here, I want to see. That's how they were so successful against Hydra. Tman was ultra aggressive, and then Squintle and Foam backed him up. Obviously, this is a different kind of beast. This is Galaxy, 16-2 in the regular season. They were a force to be reckoned with. But heading into this game number 4, I want to see T-Man be aggressive, and I want to see these guys firing shots because we've seen that Galaxy can crumble to a lot of pressure before. But you gotta rely on your star here. You gotta rely on T-Man to put the shots on, and Foam and Squintle, they gotta support him as well and make sure that he can get those opportunities, and that when he does go for those opportunities, someone is back on defense to help him out.
And you've kind of got, just trust in what's gotten you this far,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Galaxy, they're playing a very smart game of risk and reward. I don't know if you can really play smarter than they are. I
Yeah.
like what you're saying. Just throw T-Man at them. I mean, if someone knows all the percentages at when you're playing a hand of cards, sometimes you just gotta go all in and and pray that you have the better odds. And I'm not saying that would be a game of luck, but once you do get confidence, courage favors the brave. And right now, T-Man definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say he looks scared, but he's not looking as dominant, as confident as we're used to seeing for sure. As we are going to head into game number 4 here.
Yeah, and I want to. He already looked a little bit aggressive from the beginning here, and like I said, it's not all on him. I think Galaxy actually has done a great job of just being, like you said, they're playing so smart in this series right now, and that's not allowed T-Man to really get going. T-Man can capitalize on people that make these mistakes and that play slow. He can capitalize on them, and I think Galaxy, with their smart play style and kind of slowing things down, looking for these passing plays, has I don't know what's going on here, but these guys are calling for a
Huh.
reset. I guess we'll reset the game here as well 0-0 there on the board. A
All
little bit
right.
interesting for that one there merely, but yeah, T-Man just got to be aggressive. And he started out aggressive in that game number 4. We'll see if it continues.
He was too aggressive, man. I mean, he broke
Yeah,
the server.
I guess so. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe so.
I don't know exactly what happened there. It looked like, yeah, like foam just stopped moving. Was he the one having problems? It looked like I couldn't really tell through all the smoke and mirrors. But whatever it was, hopefully it gets resolved quickly. But
Yeah.
yeah, from the 10-second snippet we got, I like what we're seeing from T Man. Hopefully Galaxy wasn't listening to the stream and now they get time to plot their rebuttal. But I have some good convictions in the Knights moving forward now. I and not just because of that 10-second clip, but I really do think they're a team that can bounce back. And Galaxy, what I will say, well, after playing against Boy Wonder and Ventus myself, they were a extremely difficult team to beat. They were very hard to adapt against. But I would say if there was anything that maybe the Knights could take advantage of is when you play that much smart Rocket League, you can kind of run out of mental stamina, and you can get a little bit not necessarily lazy, but you can overlook some things. And I think, like you were talking about, T-Man, he's not really having many opportunities to punish. I would be a little bit surprised if that was the case for the entire series. And I think part of it is up to him, and of course, part of it is up to the rest of the Knights to find those mistakes to capitalize on.
Yeah, definitely. So as we're retesting the ping on the lobby here, and all right, looks like they're both good. So we'll get them back in, and let's get this thing going for real in game 4 this time. As yeah, everything looks. Oh, I mean, their ping looks fantastic. Really, this is great news. All is good. Hopefully, all is sorted here. Heading back into game 4. It's like we never left. Knights coming off the timeout here and need to get something here in this game 4. And you know, for them merely coming off the timeout, you have to win. I mean, this is a must-win. I mean, calling the timeout on 2-1, we didn't even really talk about that as, you know, an option. Like, I was fine with it because there are a lot of teams that'll wait until the very end to call their timeout until they're only 1 game away, and sometimes that's too late. And well, Kaysen trying to make it too late for them right now.
That's not the first 30 seconds you want to see when you're coming back from a timeout, though. Looked like Foam got a little faked out, and Quintal was not ready for that ball to just not move. A little bit of discrepancy on the goal line there. Hopefully that doesn't shake what was talked about in the timeout for the Knights' sake. But you're absolutely correct. They do not want to look at going down on championship point this early. This is a pretty much must-win game for the Knights. Galaxy aren't going to make it easy. So that's almost another one that's set through. Won't quite make it to the back of the net this time, but Galaxy looking threatening as ever. Ball will be tossed up into the midfield as Tman takes a large hit over the squishy save. Won't be necessary from Kaysen. The first layers of defense are good enough to keep that one out. But this is a little awkward here. Kaysen had to get a strange touch. The ball's just kind of hanging out around the zone of Galaxy, finally sent out now. Foam will look to take it himself. And that early lead, I mean, that is just pretty much the worst way that you want to start this game, Rocker Man. And I'm not saying it's a death sentence, but the Knights, now their uphill battle became even that more steep.
Yeah, it really did, and that's good on Galaxy to find an answer right off the timeout as someone's rolling into their zone here. But yeah, it is not the way you want to start out. If you're gonna call this timeout at 2-1, you know you gotta win. You gotta win this game, and this one gonna be dangerous. Ventus trying to drop it down. Here goes Boy Wonder. Gonna slot it around. Well placed, well played by Galaxy.
And it's just another good counterattack. Tman left by himself. Ventus blocking all of the important angles outside of the net. Just a beautiful 50 to send it home. And, I mean, Galaxy, they're looking as impressive as ever. The Knights were waiting for them to upgrade their armor so far in this game number 4. Not much doing so far, and I'm not even necessarily a hater on the, or I don't want to say you're a hater, but I'm not necessarily questioning the 2-1 timeout. I think that's actually a really good time to take a timeout. I don't know if the results will prove that necessarily. But you really don't want to wait until you're down in championship point to say, hey guys, we need to switch something up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to it either. I actually didn't mind it as a timeout. I'm just saying that, you know, if you're gonna call this timeout, obviously after any timeout you want to win, but I feel like this one in general, it doesn't seem like much has changed yet for the Knights in this one. I think that's why it is looking very unfortunate as Ventus gonna put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, hindsight is not being kind to this Knights roster so far, down 3-0, and most games so far this series I don't think have even had 3 goals in them. We would need 7 at least for the Knights to become the victors. But still, over half the time left. All it takes is a small streak to get going. All it takes for a couple of these shots to start hitting. It's Tman trying to make it happen. No boost to really threaten anything though as Kaysen looks out to Ventus. That'll get past. An awkward read for Tman, but he's good for it. Boy Wonder will take this round again. Then so many touches coming out from this Galaxy squad in the Knights zone half. They're still trying to push this through. A huge bump. And the double 50, the triple 50, the passing play into the 50, out of the 50, will get the Knights somewhere. With not much boost. That place is not at the back of Galaxy's net. Still looking for their first goal after this timeout, first goal of the game. They haven't been able to find it quite yet. Maybe Tman can change that. He's going to get shut down early, does get the fake under 1. But Kaysen is just so ready behind him, and I mean, it really does feel like everything the Knights are throwing at Galaxy right now, they have just seen a million times. It's like they've read their playbook.
Yeah, no, they have definitely studied up here. His Foam trying to fire a shot, but good save there on the end. And, oh, here's a great passing play. Oh my goodness, Kaysen, how did he save that ball?
Are you serious? How do you save that? where he was just like hanging out in the top left of the goal. I mean, when I said they read their playbook, I didn't mean they read their tarot card. Like they just know exactly where the ball's gonna be when they shoot it. Now still up 3-0, and you really thought that was gonna be a goal. The face on the goal. Ventus, you can't do him like that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, Galaxy is clicking on all cylinders, and poor Tman going flying through. Ventus just insult to injury. Insane save, insane fake. Galaxy feeling it right now in the grand finals.
He didn't even, he unbound his boost button. He didn't press boost for like 15 seconds. He was just rolling along. I mean, that is just, I recently learned that this is a new trend. I think that's what we call aura. Because he just walked the ball towards the goal and the defenders just flew out of the way. I mean, now no timeout remaining and looking likely to go down 3-1. Not confirmed, but after getting scored on like that, it's difficult to imagine anything else. And the Knights, you're in shambles. I mean, I'm not sure how you begin to recover from that, if I'm being honest, Rocker Man.
Yeah, that's a tough one to recover from, and I am very concerned, if I'm a Knights fan, and this one very concerned for the sake of content, as, you know, the mauled potential here is available. Is this one, is it going to go all the way? Oh, it is going to find the back of the net, but yeah, I mean, Knights, you got to do your best here to not fumble mentally, because I know that is the possibility, you know, from a couple of these players on the Knights squad. The mental is a big thing in these best of sevens. You're going to be down 3-1 to the number 1 seed. You just lost your timeout, but you can't give up hope here. You know, as long as there's a game left here, merely, you got to keep fighting. And you know, the Knights, you just can't give up quite yet. And hopefully, for their sake, heading into game number 5, they find some mental fortitude and they can try to bring things back.
Yeah, we need to get the Knight squad a memory eraser stat, because that is a rough game to put you on, potentially facing losing your season. The game is over now, but the series is not. They've already got one game. We know we can do it. We know they can do it. The Knights, they already got one. Just 3 more. I mean, if who was it? Didn't someone do that yesterday? Which team?
The Wisps. The Wisps came back.
The Wisps. Yeah. The Wisps. See, they came back for an epic storyline, the first ever 21. We could get another epic storyline here. Yeah. It's just three short games away. I mean, any believers?
Yeah, I think
any believers.
I think there's some believers. I could be a believer, but you know, I need the Knights to make me believe really in this one, and that's the toughest thing about these series. Merely is that the Knights, they are gonna they're the ones with everything to prove here. This is your season on the line right here. You cannot lose another game. You gotta come out strong. The first goal has to be scored. We just need to see something. I mean, really, I don't want to put bad energy in the air, but if they get scored on here early, you know, things could go very south. So I need them to score the first goal. You know, for their sake, for everyone's sake, I think we need to see them score the first goal here. They just got to be locked in and, you know, just go for it. This is your season. You got to play aggressive and try to shut down Galaxy here and, you know, make something happen.
That definitely feels like a requirement. So far, every single game in this series, the person, or the team, I should say, that scored first was the victors. If they can come out hot, get some good momentum, I mean, one game at a time, you got to work with what you've got. Right now, you've got your backs against the walls, but Foam, he had the flip, couldn't really find a use for it. I was just very excited to almost see Foam hit that. That would have been crazy. But the ball is rolling slowly at Galaxy's net. And these shots, they need to find a little bit more effectiveness from the Knights squad. They're not able to put Galaxy under too much pressure. They're not even breaking a sweat. But that one could be Boy Wonder will get the miss. Now, Knights score first. They got to take the momentum.
Yeah, that was step 1 right there, merely. Knights score first. Step 2, add to this lead. This game is so crucial for them. You need to put more than 1 goal on the net. If this game ends 1-0, it might be wraps. They need to score a couple goals in this one and, you know, kind of show Galaxy like, hey, you know, you guys may have gotten the first couple here, but, you know, we're fighting for our lives here. We're fighting for the championship. We can make something happen. They have to score more than 1 goal, otherwise, you know, things are going to be bad.
Well, I mean, what's more epic than coming back 3 games to win the series, only scoring 3 goals to do so? Just throwing that out.
Well, that would be pretty epic, but likely, I don't know.
Okay, nothing's likely in Rocket League. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, as that miss was unlikely from Boy Wonder there. Usually he hits those. I believe that was Boy Wonder. As Kaysen will come through, trying to get this air dribble. Runs out of boost, but might be able to land on it. It's a little bit of an awkward ball. Squintle manages to get the clear out. Things are looking a little bit better now for Knights. They'll be able to regain some boost, be able to regain a shot perhaps. Follow-up is shut down shortly. It will be Galaxy trying to head the other way. Double commit there from Galaxy. Not the rarest of sights, but considering the scoreline of the game, wondering if maybe the era of them playing perfect Rocket League might be coming to an end. This one will come through. Ventus trying to get a flick over one. Squintle absolutely ready for that. Will send it all the way downfield. Kaysen gets a nice touch off to the side. And so far, the Knights, they're doing more than just hanging in there. I mean, half the game gone by, and they look a lot more threatening. I wouldn't quite say fully rejuvenated just yet. I think they have some more work to do, but they are looking capable right now.
Yeah, no, I think they are, and Galaxy really hasn't had too many attempts here. But again, I'm still just scared of this 1-goal lead. As Galaxy trying to fire this one on, looking for some good pressure, dropping it down. This ball is still dangerous. Gonna try to clear this one out. But yeah, like I said, the main reason I wanted to see more than 1 goal here from the Knights is not only so they can win the game for certain, but because they need the momentum on their side. Or every game has been a 1-goal game, or at least at the beginning, until we saw that last one. So they just need to find something on net. That's a huge miss coming through. Not expecting Galaxy to not hit that one there. But yeah, they just need to put some pressure on and, kind of force Galaxy to crumble. As this one shot toward that Squintle, can't turn it back though. A tough break there. And a minute 40. Knights still able to hold on to their one goal lead.
And once again, it's so close. I really don't want to see the Knights sink back into this routine of hitting the post 17 times in a row. Double committing on defense. Have to remain composed to get this one out. Tman, no boost. Teammates have to recognize that they have to do some work here. Luckily, the ball for them is hit into a different corner. It will be put out shortly. Galaxy still able to maintain control. Now Tman in an awkward spot. Going to have to be free jumped, and the bump took him out of the way. Luckily, the flick was out of the way of the net. Now it's going to be the Knights on the counterattack. Looking to set this one up nicely for his teammates. Foam hits it on target. Sent out once again. Galaxy, not much boost in the tank. They're being put into the back of their net, but Kaysen will be the one to send it out. Foam gets a touch middle, but it's only to Ventus. That's off the backboard and straight down. No follow-up there. Galaxy can't find the finishing touch.
Oh my gosh!
No!
Oh,
Foam?
jeez.
That was incredibly scary, brother. I do not want to see that again. That gave me the heebie-jeebies. Now 30 seconds left, and it's more crucial than ever that Knights can come through. They do get that second one, and of course it's Tman. The Knights are ready to take another game.
Whew. I'm breathing a sigh of relief merely for the Knights and their hopes here, as that one, oh, he almost put his own net. I was like, don't touch that ball, don't touch that ball. Okay, it's all good, it's all good. And then Tman comes on the other end, finding his second. So, well, now they succeeded in step 2 merely, score multiple goals here, and for their sake, if they can end this off in a 2-0 margin here, all the better to head into Forbidden Temple. And, well, merely, you never say never here. They definitely have a chance here, as they're going to look for one more. Well, Squintle's not going to touch that one, but hey, they're going to win this game. That's all that matters. Heading to game 6, they still have a chance.
And that chance is still small, but it's growing ever greater with every game win. Now 2-3, only one more game to bring us to game number 7. And I mean, even if not for the Knights' sake, I do want to see that game number 7. A very promising game from the Knights, and I'm wondering what was different this game, Rockerman. I mean, Galaxy couldn't even score. They just put in 5 in the last game. What changed?
I think that the Knights just played a little bit more aggressive in that game, and it was their game to lose in that one. They, and Galaxy kind of maybe a little complacent in that game, kind of knowing like, hey, we just dominated them, and that can happen after you get a blowout win in the last game. You can kind of start to get complacent and be like, oh, we just scored 5. They don't have any hope. It's 3-1. They already used their timeout. Let's just do what we got to do. We'll take care of business. And that complacency could cost them. That's why I wanted to see the Knights come out with the first goal. They did in that one, and I think that was the main difference. But heading into game 6, Galaxy calling their timeout here to give us a little more time to think on this one. But heading into game 6, Galaxy, they're not going to let that one slide merely. I like this timeout again. I think I love both these timeouts from these two teams in this series. You don't see it too often like this where these timeouts are used before, championship point, but I think the rival league, with all the money on the line, these guys have thought it through. They know when to call these timeouts. They're smart players, and I love this timeout from Galaxy. The Knights just got their win. They're starting to feel things. Don't let it build up. Cut it down right here. Good timeout here. We'll see if they can cut the momentum before Forbidden Temple.
And I gotta be honest, this makes me really nervous for the Knights. Part of me, for their sake, was kind of hoping that Galaxy forgot they had a timeout. Because I've seen their post timeout buff before,
Yeah.
and if it's consistent, then it's something to be scared of. The Knights, I'm not sure exactly how you adapt around that to try and counter, but we need to see them step up. I mean, it's the most lazy analysis ever to say that they need to just play better, but it's not like they have a bad game plan. They're in rival, they know what they're doing. They just have to get better touches. They just have to hit their shots. I mean, that has been a consistent theme of this series. They've just been hitting the post, they've been hitting the ball over each other's heads. They have plenty of opportunities. If they can take them, they can bring this to game 7. Otherwise, Galaxy, this series is theirs.
Yeah, and as we head into game number 6 here, you gotta see it again for the Knights. They need to score the first goal here. That is a must here. And Squintle, he's gonna put it in 3 seconds in. And the Knights, they want to see 7.
Okay, Knights, there we go. Squintle with the hook shot. He gets a shot past Boy Wonder and Kaysen. Okay, it is off kickoff. 3 seconds. Don't get too excited. But that's what we love to see out of the Knights. That's what's going to bring them back into the series, if nothing else will. And now they have what they needed, an early lead. So far, the first team to score has been the team that takes the game. If that trend continues, then we are going to Champions Field. But still over 4 minutes of Rocket League left to be played. And plenty of plays to be made by both teams. As Foam gets this one through, looking for the second touch. Can't quite find it, but Squintle will get an opportunity of his own. Galaxy looking a little awkward on that backboard. All together, trying to avoid the bumps, trying to get out of the plays. Foam sending that one on target, not quite there. The ball is sent out. But now this is what I was talking about, Rocketman. This squad looks more rejuvenized than ever. They have to carry this momentum. They can't let it die. And the Knights, they can easily take this to at least game 7.
Yeah, the Knights just got to keep going. They're playing a lot faster right now, is what I've seen in this one. They're just playing more confident. It's just a difference. It wasn't even after the timeout. The timeout didn't even help them. It's when they got pushed to championship point that they're like, wait a minute, guys, we gotta go. And go they have here, taking this early lead, but they have to keep it going because Galaxy, they're getting stuck on the back foot even after their timeout. That early goal, like you mentioned, it's so massive in the playoffs here, especially when you're down to your last life here. And that was a great start, but they have to keep it going, try to add on to it because Galaxy, like we mentioned, they're not going to just give it up here. They are going to do whatever it takes to try to win this game, end it in 6. Don't even let it get to that 7th game.
They definitely will not want to go to Champions Field, but to be honest, you don't usually get to decide what happens on Forbidden Temple. Kaysen will try to change my mind on that, though. He'll come through with the first shot for Galaxy to go in the back of the net.
Yeah, Squintle gets big body 50 right there in Foam, just not in the right position to make that save. And Kaysen, we talk about Boy Wonder, we talk about Ventus, that duo, but Kaysen, he makes the right plays. 95% of the time, he is making the best play for his team, and he's able to finish there once again. Just a massive goal for Galaxy to try to win the championship here on Game 6.
And now a tie game. Galaxy can feel all that more comfortable. They already have the game advantage. They're already on championship point. But it is the hardest game to win, that last one. Tied scoreline. This one will be sent off the backboard. A difficult read for both teams. That one barely sent over the crossbar. Once again, the Knights shooting just a tiny bit lackluster. Tman, don't do this to us. You gotta get back to that one, and he does. That one sent out, but Tman, oh man. That's making me a little bit nervous with the defensive plays right there.
Yeah, that one, I mean, the Knights, they're just giving us heart attacks, mini heart attacks here every game, merely, with their season on the line, trying to extend it. And his foam in the last game, Tman right there. Fortunately for their sake, it's going to be all good for now. But as we pass the halfway point, this game is still one apiece here. The Knights got to find something. I feel like the longer this game goes on, the more it plays into Galaxy's favor here. and they just gotta find something here quickly, put some pressure on, get one in the back of the net, and turn the tide back into your favor.
That might be another one there. Ventus.
Oh.
Jason! Oh my goodness. That could have been a shot. That was a shot. It could have been an open net almost, but Kaysen can't quite find the target. Galaxy will go back to the drawing board. It might be another good second before they're able to get a shot attempt as good as that one back. Tman will hit this off the backboard. Going for the bump instead. Can't quite find Boy Wonder. Although it is a close attempt, it is a creative try, and I really like that out of him. Instead, they'll be sent back once again. Time's starting to get ever lower. Kaysen, 50 in the midfield. Squintle has to be careful not to get bumped here. Has to be careful to do well with this possession as well. Does manage to get it out. Will manage to get the mid boost as well as the ball. And he will get a little bit of space. That might be a flick on target. Ventus trying to keep this close. He will get it out of the net for now, but it's still so awkward. The shot might come through. Foam wasn't there. No one on the Knights ready to take advantage. Tman gets this one, glues it to his car, gets the 50 out, but Boy Wonder now with the opportunity, hits it off the backboard once. Can't find the follow-up shot. Ventus can't find the touch at all. And this last minute, this is what it all comes down to, and the stakes are higher than ever.
Oh my goodness, this is Forbidden Temple merely. Just so many close opportunities, just some misses, some misplays here, some bumps, some demo attempts. I mean, this is chaos. The championship is on the line. If Galaxy can score next, they're going to go home the champions here. But the Knights, they are not giving up right here. They're finding some good plays. But final 30 seconds for Forbidden Temple. Will we see 7 or will we see a championship?
The Knights definitely want that game 7. They're pressing for it. They're on the offense. Squintle getting it through one. The shot out. Tman gets it through one, but Boy Wonder doesn't even bite on the initial shots. Waits till the last possible moment. The defense for Galaxy has been so good. Now 12 seconds left. They have to dodge demos. They have to dodge shots. They have to dodge Squintle. He can't quite find it. Foam trying to get this through. Heading it off the edge. It's going to bounce up. Foam might be able to get back to it, but he opts for the safe play. Opts to send it forward, and they opt to send it down. Now the Knights, they haven't really had the edge in these extended bouts. It's been Galaxy a lot of the time, but all they need is one goal. Off the kickoff, they could get it. It will be settled down by Kaysen, and my goodness, next goal decides the fate for a lot. Foam, he won't let it happen like this, but Galaxy still have so much pressure. It gets sent out. Kaysen in an awkward spot himself now. Foam will get it through one. That could be a shot. Ventus says no. Tman blocking about himself, and Squintle trying to keep it steady. Already the overtime, you can feel the nerves, you can feel the pressure. Neither team wants to give an inch.
No, this is such a tense overtime. Galaxy was happy to get sent to that overtime as the Knights were putting on all the pressure. But right here, right now, it's do or die. Who is going to come up clutch with the next goal?
Only one team can in this. Second to last chance for Galaxy. Last chance for the Knights. They're looking to keep that pressure up. Squintle can't quite find the touch. He jumps over the ball, but it does a fake. Foam, not enough boost. He gets it over. It's not in. It's on goal. What just happened?
Oh my goodness, an iconic Forbidden Temple moment right there. Foam fires it towards the net, and Galaxy cannot get it out. It goes in, and we're going to 7.
All right, Forbidden Temple. Well played. Well played, Forbidden Temple. Sending us to Game 7, and the Knights. I mean, there have been points where they look out of it. That overtime, you know, the way the ball went in was not convincing, but we are definitely convinced that the Knights can compete in this series now. One more game. One more game to show us who the real champion is.
Wow, merely. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, the Knights, they had so much pressure in that game, and for it to end like that, I mean, in the grand finals here, with all the chaos, I mean, that is just the most Forbidden Temple thing we have ever seen. And it's here in Season 10, the grand finals. And my goodness, really heading into game number 7, the Knights trying to come back from 3-1. You know, I'm still not convinced who's the better team in this one, merely, because the Knights, it seems like they're a moment away from collapse, but also a moment away from glory. And they proved it there in game 6, and now into game 7. I mean, it all comes down to this.
They're just, I mean, so far you just can't put them down. Galaxy, they've almost put themselves down a fair amount of times as well, to be fair to the Knights. They've played fantastic, but it all comes down to this. Game number 7, no timeouts left, no advantage for either team. It's just Rocket League, and 5 minutes of it. So far, it's held true. The first team to score every single game so far has won that game. I mean, especially in Game 7, you gotta imagine that is the most coveted goal right now.
Oh, most definitely. You gotta come out big here. I mean, there's so much on the line. Galaxy lost the timeout buff there, an own goal at the end. You know, it's so big for them to come through with this first goal, but the Knights, they still have to come back from this 3-1 deficit, and to do so, they gotta step up big, and we're gonna have to see who's gonna be able to do it if the Knights already are on the attack.
And they might have another opportunity here. Squintle ran out of boost as he was coming down. I'm not sure exactly what that touch was. A little bit off to the side. It might allow Galaxy the chance to recoup, but the double commit will make sure that they don't get it. Boy Wonder having to hit the ball off to himself. A follow-up almost there by the Knights, but they've run out of boost quite a bit on the offensive attacks. Kaysen trying to make his way all the way down the pinch. Gets the 50 through one, gets the 50 through the second. That's up high, but Squintle should be the one to beat it out there. This one off to the side, looking for the pinch. Squintle sends it center. The Galaxy defense, they might have had their moments in the last game, but they are fully locked in now, as both teams are. They are going to be looking to play their game to perfection. Of course, the Knights will as well, but this is just one boss fight versus the other, and so far, no goals scored just yet. Still hunting for that coveted first one. Still hunting for that small advantage. It's been such an even game so far, and I feel like you can tell neither of these teams really wants to be the ones to extend the fist, make that attack. It might be Galaxy, but they are still playing so safe, even when the ball is in front of the opponent's net.
Yeah, and it's the Game 7 nerves here as Ventus is trying to do something, but I mean, both these teams, we talked about the importance of this first goal. They know that whoever scores first is just going to have a load of momentum. You know, will the Knights keep it rolling from the last game? Can Galaxy stop it? I mean, they're trying so hard here to find one through, and there's been so many close opportunities, but just not enough as the double commit comes through. Here comes Tman, he bangs it in, top bins.
It's the man himself. We've been saying it all series. He comes through here, but it's a full team effort, not just Tman himself. He takes the final shot, but each player had a helping hand. They break down the Galaxy defense, and it is gritty. I mean, they are fighting in the mud on both sides to win these 50s, to give themselves any kind of edge. But it will be the Knights who take that first advantage.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge first advantage for them, but, you know, Galaxy, they just need to connect back to what they were doing earlier. They were faster than the Knights, and they're faster once again. It's Kaysen with a huge answer.
And they were faster. They are faster. Foam can't beat out. Tman can't beat out. Kaysen is the one to get there first. An almost immediate answer. And if there was ever a thing to kill the momentum of that first goal in Game 7, it's an immediate answer. Now it's a tied game. The momentum has been all but forgotten. We're beginning the second half of the game, and we're at an even scoreline. Still anyone's series, and this one's going to go just off. Squintle a little bit awkward. Ball floating over the net. Foam will do well to keep it up. Will do well to keep it out of his own net. Even getting a further pinch, and that one might just be on target. Boy Wonder can't get the best touch. But no one on Knights was ready. No one was willing to go for that shot. They don't want to overcommit. And it's hard to blame them at this stage. You've come so far. You worked so hard to get to this point. They're taking more pop shots here, not ones that are likely to go on target. That could be a little bit awkward as Galaxy might be given the possession. Not this time, as they are sent back. But all it takes is one beat, one clear-cut chance. We know that both teams have that snap. They have that fire to get going. Here comes Squintle, looking for the bounce dribble. He's already hit one hook shot. He'll get a second one, and that's through all three. Squintle, he takes on all of Galaxy, and he comes out on top.
Look at this play by Squintle. He takes his time over Ventus, over another, over Boy Wonder. Send it in the back of the net. Step up, young man.
Okay, Squintle, I mean, we see you, buddy. We see you fighting for your life out here in game number 7. Now the Knights, they regained that advantage. Galaxy, I mean, they haven't really had this many problems with Knights so far. They haven't really been put in this position other than the last couple games. And so far, the answers have been far and few between. Ventus will hit this one out. Squintle trying to take possession again. Now Galaxy knows that it's a mistake to give him that possession. A double jump on the defense should allow more pressure to come through from the Knights. Now they have their eyes on the prize. Only 1 minute left. 1 minute left to seal the deal. Get Foam his first ever chip. Get the War Room their first ever chip. But there's so much more work to be done. Foam doubling this one off his own backboard. Ventus trying to take a shot, but that's a little bit of an overcommit. Quintal trying to get this one middle, and the Knights, I mean, you can say that all they have to do is to hold on, but with Galaxy in this final form, it's going to be a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, with 30 seconds left, Galaxy, they gotta get going, and Tman is gonna try to end it. He sends it in the back of the net, and the Knights, they might have just done it.
That might just be the dagger. 34 seconds left. Tman coming through with just another straight flying shot. They broke down the Galaxy defense once again. Now 2 goals up. The job becomes even simpler, but even as it becomes so simple, you still are scared of that Galaxy attack, that Galaxy acceleration, and there it is. Ventus will get one through. That 2-goal lead is no more.
I'm getting callbacks merely. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't like season 1. Say it ain't so.
Nah.
Ventus puts it in the back of the net. 27 seconds left. Can they find another?
Oh my goodness, they say history repeats itself, but I didn't think it directly copied itself.
Uh-oh.
This is getting a little too close for comfort. Foam will hit this one away. 20 seconds is beginning to feel like an infinite amount of time for the defense of the Knights. Now 15, Tman sending this one down the field. If they can just keep the ball in Galaxy's half, then they've won. If they can just put this ball down at 0 seconds, then they've won, but that is not the easiest task in the world. Foam no boost. Boy Wonder will get this one out. Another touch across. Kaysen keeping it up. The ball's in the corner. Ventus can't keep it up, and the script is overturned. History does not repeat itself, and the Knights will be the ones to take the chip. They are the champions.
Oh my goodness, the Knights. Boom, he's finally done it here. 10 seasons long, all the way from back in season 1. He's been here a long time, and he's finally on top. You gotta give props to the man. Congratulations to Foam. Congratulations to the War Room. The first chip going their way, and they have done it.
And what a comeback to do it on. I mean, give it up for these guys. They were down 1-3, came back 1-3 in a row, and the control never left their grasp, except for the times when they almost owned gold, but they were so deserving of this win. I could not be more impressed with how they played. Of course, huge credit to Galaxy as well. I mean, a 1-goal difference in Game 7. It's not like they let up at all, maybe in that first game after scoring 5. But other than that, they were giving it their all, and they could just not crack the spirit of the Knights.
Yeah, they could not, and I mean, what a crazy series there, merely. I mean, that moment on Forbidden Temple in overtime, I mean, might have been one of the craziest things we have ever seen, and the Knights come back from 3-1 to take the chip there, and Foam he's finally done it. He's finally done it, merely. I'm trying to see if we can get him in here. I wanna talk to the man right after getting the chip here. We'll see if we can get him in here, but I mean, my goodness, I mean, to battle back from 3-1, it seemed like Galaxy had it all rolling their way.
Yeah, I mean, from even the second game that the Knights won, game 2, it felt so close. It felt like Galaxy just barely let it slip, and they weren't going to let it slip again. It felt like they had full control of the series, and going ahead 3-1, it felt like in the blink of an eye. The Knights, I mean, you have to feel like they were probably wondering where the time went at that point too, but they didn't let that feeling catch up to them. They grabbed hold of the series, and they just took it by the horns. And I mean, once again, I just couldn't be more impressed with how they played. Congratulations, Foam, Squintle, and Tman, all very deserving members of the team. And our second 1-3 comeback so far of the grand finals in Game 7.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on here? Lazy skip riders or what?
I don't know. What's that guy doing over there with the pen up at the top? I have no idea, but yeah, merely that was crazy. It looks like no go on the interview. I'm sure Foam is probably streaking down the street right now, happy to win a title there. But and regardless, we got to go on, merely, as we're gonna be heading to the Titan League up next. I mean, this one is also just an insane one on the script here. Bananas number 2 seed versus Venganza. I mean, merely, this one is gonna be a banger coming up next.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be hard to top this, but if any series can, it'll be the Titan one. We already saw Venganza play fresh from Monday, and that should be an absolute banger. But thanks for joining us on this game. I hope you guys got to catch the full one because this was one of my favorite series I've ever casted or even watched. But yeah, we'll catch you guys back in just a little bit for the last series of the night, the last grand finals of the season, as the Bananas will take on Venganza. See you guys in a few.